Welcome back, Schmidt heads, for another week of Undercover Picks. I'm your host, Jojo Suave, and this is week 13, Thanksgiving edition, baby. I will only be doing the Thanksgiving games and Black Friday for this video. Tune in for the rest of the games on week 13. I will be posting that video on probably Saturday. All right. So, last week we did pretty good, 50%. Another week where we didn't go under 50%. We've only went under 2 times this week, and one of those weeks was 7 out of 15. So, kind of barely under 50%. The other week was 4 out of 16. That was week 3, so it's been a really long stretch of 8 and 7 wins a week. I'm happy with that, I guess, because we're at 94 wins total this year against the spread. Last year at this time, I was at 96 wins total against the spread. So doing 2 games worse, but still both years very good to be at that point at this time of the year. So you can say I am consistent. I know what I'm doing. There's no luck going on here. We got to step up the money picks, though. I've been throwing darts at the wrong games. We got to step up the money picks. And it was this time last year that I went on a hot streak. We can't keep counting on that trend to continue. I should have been on a hot streak before this, but let's snap back into it. Before I start these games, I just would like to say, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for all my new subscribers this year. We're at 66. I would like to get to 100. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Like the video, that helps a lot. Share with friends and family. Comment below. Let me know if you disagree with me. I would love that. But I'm thankful for all my subscribers, the new ones. And I'm also thankful for the 28 of you that has stuck around since last year. I won't forget that. Let's get to 100, and I'll start posting out more videos. I'll start posting over-unders, player props, parlays, everything I bet I will tell you guys. All right. Anyway, enough chatter. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Let's get to the first game of the week. We got the Green Bay Packers at the Detroit Lions. Oof, I'm on the wrong page. The Lions are minus 2.5. I got one money pick this week, by the way. This one's not one of them. I'm going to go with the Lions to win and to cover here. Now, I know it's Thanksgiving, and Dan Campbell said in the past how he just wants to get home and eat with his family on Thanksgiving. So, I never expect a blowout, but we don't need that from him this year. All right? This year, they only need to win by a field goal. And I think this game's going to be close. I think this game's going to be tight. What I don't think is that this game's going to go over. Everybody thinks this is going to be a high-scoring game. 2 powerful offenses. Detroit's defense is getting healthier. They just got to keep peace back on defense. Green Bay's defense has been killing it. If you look at all the games this year, they've only allowed 3 teams to put up over 20 points on them. So that's their defense is playing pretty good. Lions defense not so good, but like I said, they're getting key pieces back. Lost Laporta, that's gonna hurt them. But this offense is a lot more than Laporta. They could still put up points. I'm not worried about that. It's just that's gonna suck in certain situations, but you put another guy in that spot. Hopefully he does the same. Laporta wasn't off the charts killing it this year by any means, so I'm not too worried about that injury. Love is looking good, but just the thing with him, all this year, all last year, I feel like he doesn't have a top target, a top guy to go to. Maybe this year was Kraft, and he's hurt. I think the Lions could stop their running game. I don't know if Jacobs is coming. I'm going to pay attention to that injury. I should have looked into that before the video. The game is tomorrow, so that news should have been out. But I think Lions should win this by 3. They had I thought they were going to blow out the team they played last week. Instead, they kept it close. I believe they had to come from behind to beat the Giants. So, but that was kind of like I think they were looking ahead to this game already. This is a revenge game. It's a short week. Maybe they were game planning for this, and the Giants they were supposed to beat without a game plan. Who knows? I don't know how it works, but so I have a feeling that this was the game they were looking forward to, and this is a big game. This is bigger than the game they had last week. This game they need to win. They win this game, they potentially could potentially lead their division if the Bears lose this week. So this is a big game for them, and I'm sure they're going to want to go home to their families. Well, they all will, but I don't see Green Bay coming from home. They just had a pretty big win against the Vikings. Not big win, but offensively finally putting up points. Their defense, they had a good overall game. But I'm going to have to go with the Detroit Lions here. I don't know. As far as the whole year, this is a tough one for me. That's why I'm not putting my money on it. But as far as the whole year is gone, the Lions just look like a better team to me. They haven't looked as flat as Green Bay has looked at a lot of times this year, especially on offense. Look at the teams Green Bay's lost to. Right? Lions almost lost to some cruddy teams, the only one being the Vikings, really. But anyway, let's get to the next game. So just to be clear, I'm going with Detroit -2.5. I'm locking that in. They didn't cover last year. I feel confident they'll cover this year. Green Bay, I'm terrible at picking Green Bay games, but I finally got one right last week. Let's hope we can go for 2 in a row. But I'm decent at picking Detroit games this year. 55% on Detroit games. I got their game wrong last week, so I was doing better. Next game, we got the Kansas City Chiefs at the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys are +3.5 at home. We got a home underdog. And home underdogs have killed it the past 2 weeks. They're 10 for 12. So that's going to regress a little bit. Definitely. I know for fact that they usually float around 43-45%. So that's going to change, I think, this week. I hope this week. That's the strategy anyway. We're going to fade the Dallas Cowboys. Not only are they a home underdog, they had an emotional comeback win last week. That's always a spot to fade them the next week when they're winning emotional games. They probably should have lost. And on top of that, Kansas City hasn't covered their last 3 games. So I've seen teams go 4 all the time. So they could, that's not going to be a big shocker if they don't cover this one. Nothing revolutionary. But I really like them in this spot. They're fighting for their lives. So is Dallas. They're actually kind of in the same situation, both with a lower chance to make the playoffs. Kansas City has a better chance because AFC is weaker. They don't have a division full of 9-win teams. But the NFC does. So Dallas, they get talked about no matter what. They could be a 3-win team. They could be a 10-win team. They get talked about. They're probably the most talked about team. I don't understand why, but they'll be talked about. So they could lose this game. Kansas City's going to need to win this game. Keep hyping up Mahomes, the new Tom Brady. So I think they win this game. That hook scares me, though. Kansas City's going to win this game. I got Kansas City to win, Kansas City to cover the -3.5. And they're away. And there's also a trend I heard. I'm not big on trends because, if you put enough stats into it and enough varieties and anomalies and whatever, you could make any trend look really good, for a certain team. But this one is an away underdog. I forget what it is. It's like an away underdog. that won their previous week, the week before Thanksgiving, is 26-0, I believe. Straight up 25-1 against the spread. I'm not putting money on this game, but that's, I like Kansas City way before I heard that, so I like them even more now. Something like crazy like that. Now, Dallas, they have a great offense. I've been saying the past couple videos they're like a top 5 offense. They got a run game. They got probably the best receiver duo, definitely the best receiver duo in all of the football league, I think, right now. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, you ain't stopping that. Then you got Ferguson, and then Williams, he's running his ass off this year. But I just feel like this is a letdown spot for Dallas. And they'll still be talked about like they always are. And, I think I don't know. Kansas City's got to win this. They've been looking a lot better. Their offense is looking better. Their defense stepped it up last week. Actually, last week they beat a really good team with a really good offense. So they already got the confidence they could do it to stop another really good offense. But except this time they got a much worse defense. This should be an easier matchup for the Chiefs. They should win by more than 3. I think they will win most certainly because the Cowboys are the Cowboys, They always give their fans blue balls. And they probably had them all blue balls all year this year. So, yeah. We're going to go Dallas. We're going to go Kansas City, locking that in, minus 3.5. Mahomes, they're all motivated. They're going to play better. They lost a lot of their games this year by 1 possession. They finally won. They're 1 for 5 this year in 1 possession games. I think they're going to start winning more because that's not the Chiefs. That's not Mahomes. They win close games. They've won close games all year. We're going to give them a little, they had a little bad streak, a little whatever you want to call it. They'll get back on pace and be who they are. Dallas is going to give them a run, I think. They might be challenging, but if Kansas City defense can slow down the Cowboys offense, I don't really see the Cowboys defense, even though they're looking better, slowing down the Chiefs offense. Cowboys defense still gives up a crap ton of points, so it's not, they gave up 21 to the Eagles, and I don't know what happened to the Eagles. I want to blame the Eagles more last week for why they didn't score than blame the Cowboys defense. They didn't step up. Eagles have been looking flat all year, and maybe they're just waiting for the playoffs. Who knows? But, yep, Kansas City, minus 3.5. All of Dallas's losses have been by more than 3 points, except for 1 game. And all of Kansas City's wins have been by more than 3 points, except for 1 game this year. So I like that. That's going for us. I think Kansas City's going to win, so if they do win, it should be by more than 3 points. We got to, there's a high chance. Anyway, I'm done talking about that game. Let's go Mahomes. Let's go Taylor Swift. Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are minus 7.5. That is a lot. That's a lot for the Ravens going against a Bengals team that hasn't really they've been putting up points, and now they're getting their guy Burrow back. And Burrow, but they have no Higgins. I think that's a big loss. It might be easier to stop Jamar Chase. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens minus 7.5 to cover this spread. Now, Lamar Jackson, not been playing the same. Looks a little off this year. Maybe he has some family members betting on his under rushing yards, because I've seen this guy have open holes to run the ball, and he doesn't do his juke. He doesn't do his whatever to break free. He can't run past 3 fucking yards anymore. And there's no way a little toe injury, I'm getting sick of these fake injuries, man. How the fuck do you injure your toe? I'm getting sick. This is like the 3rd or 4th, all these toe injuries, man. What the fuck? Buy a bigger cleat or something. I don't know how you fucking injure your toe. I never, and it's common now. I don't get it. Um, but here we are. Two quarterbacks with toe injuries going at it. This is a battle to see who has the stronger toe. And I think it's Lamar Jackson this week, you know? Joe Burrow might have to shake off a little bit of rust. He's been injured a lot. Past couple years. I believe last year he got injured. Or was that the year before? It doesn't matter. He's been hurt a lot. And he's coming in this game as 3-8, back against the wall. So I don't know how good he'll play. Hamilton might come back on the Ravens. I got to look into that. I should have checked that before I made this video. This is Lamar's first Thanksgiving game, so we'll see if that... I don't think that means anything. It's just another Thursday. But, I don't think Burrow coming back is that big of a deal because look at what the Bengals have done so far this year. Burrow doesn't play on defense. And their offense has put up a shit ton of points without Burrow. They've done it with Flacco. So do I think it's Bengals are going to be a lot better on offense? I think they'll look the same, honestly. So I don't know. Baltimore, they've been on a tear. I said before the bye they were going to lose and not cover that game, and then they were going to come back and have a 6-game win streak. We're at 5 wins now with the Baltimore Ravens, and I believe they're going to go on that 6-game win streak. So I got them to win for sure. But Bengals, like, this one's tough. I said I might switch it, but the more I think about it, the more I think I'm locked in on the Ravens. The Bengals could keep it close, but I just don't think that's going to happen. Their defense is so bad. Bengals defense is trash. Every team has scored on them. From the Jets to the... It doesn't matter if it's a good offense or bad offense. They score on the Bengals, and I believe that's going to continue here. The Ravens, I think, are due to put up 30+, and this is the perfect spot to do that. And their defense has also been crushing it. I believe it's five straight games now. Well, by the way, this win streak they're on is all their wins are by a TD or more. So I think if we do lose this game, it may be by the hook, right? I don't think this will be a close game. I just don't see it. I think the Ravens, their offense has got to kick it into a new gear. We're getting close to that playoff time. Bengals are just trying to stay alive, but Ravens are trying to get in playoff mode. So that's how I see this game going. Their defense is going to continue to play good. Where was an interesting stat I had on the Ravens defense? 6 straight games, Ravens defense have gave up less than 20 points. Boom. It might be 20 or less, but still, boom. 6 straight games, their defense is for real. Could they be due for a letdown, especially against a high-powered offense? I think so. I think this game might go like 34 Ravens. I think they're going to crack 30, and I think the Bengals are going to crack 20. 34, like 20, 34, 26 maybe. I hope not 34, 24 or something like that. Ravens are going to get to 31 to 34. I think that's going to be their total score. And Bengals are going to be from 20 to 26. It's going to be a close one, but I'm not putting my money on it. The next game, however, I am putting my money on. Next game, it's Black Friday, y'all. So we got the Chicago Bears at the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles are -6.5. I gotta take the Birds here. I'm taking the Eagles. Chicago's due, I think, to blow a cover. Or they're definitely due for a loss. And I think that loss last week to the Cowboys was a perfect wake-up call for the Eagles. They're going to snap out of it and stop sleeping through all their fucking wins, because that's what it looks like they're doing. Like, they're just like, all right, come on, let's just fucking win already and go home. I'm waiting for the playoffs. And Bears have been covering too much. Bears have been winning too much. Now, interesting, out of all the 8 Bears wins, only one team has a winning record, and that team's the fucking Steelers. So, you know, um, that team barely has a winning record anymore. So, the Bears, credit to them. They got a great record right now, 8-2. I don't believe they're just going to completely fall off, even though their schedule does get a lot harder. But this is going to be like their first tough matchup since they lost. And I think they're going to lose again. And I think the Eagles, with that slap in the face to wake up last week, will keep grinding, keep pounding, not do dumb fucking play calls. Barkley should have a big game. He's due for one, man. It's been a while, but that Madden curse is real. So I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't have a big one. But he's got to have at least one decent game. You gotta be shitting me. That's pretty much it. I don't like Caleb Williams. He's doing good this year. He's looking a lot better, but he has a lot of inaccurate throws. And I think this Eagles defense is a lot better than the Bears defense. The Bears defense gives up a lot of yards. They're finding ways to win games, yes, but they get saved by turnovers. This defense gets a lot of turnovers or takeaways. They have one of the most takeaways in the league, I believe. But Philadelphia doesn't turn the ball over. Jalen Hurts has 1 interception. So something's got to give this game. Will the Eagles turn the ball over, or will the Bears stop getting takeaways? I think the Bears will stop getting takeaways. The Eagles will win, put up points, and it'll just be a letdown game by the Bears. They'll still be 8-3. Nothing to panic about. But let's go Philadelphia. I got my money on this game. Philadelphia minus 6.5. I'm going to have 2 more money picks for the week, so stay tuned for the video I drop on Saturday. I'll have 2 more. Maybe I'll add a third. We'll see how good we do. Like I said, this time last year I had 96 wins against the spread. Right now I have 94 wins against the spread. If I get all these right, I went 2 for 4 last Thanksgiving and Black Friday. So if I get all these right, we'll be at the same exact spot we were last year with 98 wins against the spread going into Sunday after Thanksgiving. So if you stuck around this long, you are a true Schmidt head. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, comment if you think any of my takes are off. I was off the past couple weeks about some games. So, but peace.